Memorial Day in Phoenix is the most depressing day that I run across. They say they're going to honor the fallen heroes. What about the fallen heroes that went through the VA, Phoenix VA, that the residents and doctors murdered by malpractice? Are they going to honor them too? Or do you have to be in a war to be honored? When most of these people, military career, far past anybody in Phoenix, period. How are you going to honor them? What are you going to do to make the VA better to honor the people that are still alive? Do you have to die to be honored or to be treated as a decent human being? I'm still suffering with my legs not knowing if they're going to get cut off or not for 2 or 3 years at Phoenix VA. And first thing Tuesday morning, I'm going to go back up to the regional office because I had put a malpractice suit in on Dr. Reardon almost 2 years ago that never went anywhere. And for the same problem with my legs being messed up. I'm sitting here always trying to get whatever this is out of my skin for 2 years. So how are you going to honor me? Or how are you going to honor the veterans that died in the VA from residents making mistakes because they got so high in college that they dropped out and they got their certificates over a computer at night online, but was able to practice medicine nevertheless, misdiagnose something, you die, they go on to as business as usual without any consequences. How are you going to honor them people? See, it's an institute for experiments on incurable diseases. That's what the brain surgeon said. But little did he know, they didn't have to build this place. It was already built, and it's called the Phoenix VA. How are you going to honor those people? Are you going to put a flag on the furnaces and between the toes at so many cadavers at so many colleges? How are you going to honor them? We can't even be buried in a cemetery in Phoenix if we wasn't born here. And that's the thing. Arizona takes care of their own. And if you're not born here, you can't die here neither and be buried next to another veteran. Look at your veterans that you have here. World War I veterans, World War II veterans. And then it's a big gap in between anybody volunteering to do something for their country. A big gap. How do you explain that? I don't want to say this is a town of a bunch of cowards and hypocrites, but it do seem like that to me. But that's just my opinion. But how are you going to honor the people that you kill in the VA hospital? So it's a very depressing day for me. And to see a lot of two-faced hypocrites say how much they're doing for veterans when so many of them out in the street. They build one rehab. Now rehabs are popping up, 30-day rehabs all over. Even Crossroads, the rehab that I went through and graduated from, has become modernized and so cold and disconnected from the veteran that he asked me, man, why don't you check yourself in, for a tune-up or something. I would never step back through them doors again. I gave each counselor $100 for my appreciation of how I got clean there. No patient does that. They didn't ask for it. I just gave it to them. I go back there when I'm a little down on my luck. I couldn't get a pack of cigarettes from them. I couldn't get a ride from the light rail. I couldn't get shit from them. And now you want me to come back into your program, which you probably get $30,000 or $40,000 for me being in there for 3 months. You can kiss my ass too. You know, it is just really a shame how disconnected and how cold someone can be when they know you gave something to them out of the goodness of your heart. Everybody here is full of shit because there's no tourist attraction. There's no coping skills for solving problems and overcoming hurdles. And these are the laziest, shiftless as people I have ever seen. Even the ones that come from other cities, and I think it's some lead in the water or something, as they stay long enough, they fall right into the Stepford stigma as all the other crooks here. And you know, I hate moving, and I don't have to deal with anybody in Phoenix. I can eventually I'm going to get me a transportation so I can be independent and start venturing out, because I like to keep this apartment, and I can go to El Paso and see what that look like. I can go to Sedona. I can go to the Grand Canyon, come back here and sleep. But I want to have some kind of central place where I'm comfortable since I've been here 4 years, and make sure if I'm going to make any other moves in life, I'm going to research everything about that town. And the only one that I know about is El Paso, but that was in the 80s. Now, it is a much better town than this because they commingle around a military base. So it's a certain form of keeping your prejudice to yourself, dealing with people coming in from all over in different places, all different nationalities. You don't step over their boundaries and they ain't gonna step over yours. And that's how it was when I was up there. Cartels got along with everybody, and everybody kind of, if you inquired about something, you had to deal with it, all the consequences. So as far as civilian life after I got out of the service, it would have been a little different dealing with the civilians because I wasn't in the service anymore. But I don't think that it would have been a problem. Here, it is all for one and every man for themselves. It is really a shame. So how are you going to honor the veterans that you killed in the Phoenix VA? After the news bite is over with, you hear nothing about the VA at all. It hasn't got any better. It's even worse. And that's from the community taking over the VA, playing like they're doctors, and all they are is commercial doctors killing people with the greatest of ease with no consequences. Thank you.